Sunday recommendations for Patreon subscribers, September 9th, 2018. First, a blog post on the National Gallery in London, 5 of my favorite paintings there. This post includes fabulous works by Bellini, Titian, Botticelli, Rubens, and Campan, with also rans that range from Masaccio to Renoir. Second, Vermeer's Geographer, A Moment of Insight. Because this is one of my favorites among the hundreds of essays I've written, I decided to put it into video form with all the illustrations my heart desired. Here's an excerpt from the 16-minute video. Think of a moment of insight, a moment when you had an integration of such scope that it made you stop writing, stop speaking, stop moving, so you could concentrate on working through the implications of that thought. What would you give for a reminder of that moment when you were tired or had writer's block, or when you needed to remember that one man improves and the whole of mankind progresses by such moments of insight? The literal subject of Vermeer's Geographer is simply a man leaning over a piece of parchment. The globe, maps on the floor and wall, and dividers in his hands for measuring distances indicate his occupation. Yet the painting undeniably depicts such a moment of insight. Third recommendation, A.E. Housman, Reveille from a Shropshire Lad. That word. This is a poem for morning people like me. I am not an expert at reading poetry, so I have given it to you on the screen as well. Wake! The silver dusk returning up the beach of darkness brims, and the ship of sunrise burning strands upon the eastern rims. Wake! The vaulted shadow shatters, trampled to the floor it spanned, and the tent of night in tatters straws the sky pavilion land. Up, lad, up! 'Tis late for lying. Hear the drums of morning play. Hark! The empty highways crying, who'll beyond the hills away? Towns and countries woo together, foreland's beacon, belfries call. Never lad that trod on leather lived to feast his heart with all. Up, lad! Thews that lie in cumbrous sunlit pallets never thrive. Morn's abed and daylight slumber were not meant for man alive. Clay lies still, but blood's a rover, breaths aware that will not keep. Up, lad! When the journey's over, there'll be time enough for sleep. Fourth recommendation for Patreon subscribers. That's you. Stand and Deliver, 1988 movie. A back-to-school as it can and ought to be movie, because so much of a good education depends on having a good teacher. To join the free Sunday recommendations list, visit the URL on screen or email me. You can also support me starting at $5 a month, or follow me for free on Patreon. And check out DianeDurantewriter.com for hundreds of posts on sculpture, painting, music, poetry, Central Park, and my other obsessions. Thank you for listening.